Monday Night Football, let's get after it. Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Craig Bennett, aka Cash Cake, here at Daily Edge Sports, and I'm back for a Prizepicks NFL video where we got the New York Giants and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Got 3 picks for you here. Play light, single game. We got a massive NBA slate on our hands today, so lots to dig in there. But football is here. Week 8, ending out Week 8 season. Man, National Tight End Day yesterday was just massive for those tight ends. It was pretty crazy. But hey, we went 3-0 in the video. If you tailed along on any of those picks or used them with yours, we went 3-0 again. Or if you put Jameis in there, Jameis had a monster game against Baltimore. And it's just like, I hope he continues to be the quarterback for the foreseeable future, because he's just a lot of fun to watch. And when he's on, he's on. So with that, if you don't have a PrizePicks account, use that promo code CashCake. Play $5, get $50 instantly. It is that easy. Let's get after it. Let's talk some ball. Let's go. All right, PrizePicks desktop is up here. We're going to talk about 3 plays that we do like for Monday Night Football. Kind of give you my analysis around each and every one of them here. First pick we're going to go to is one that is a popular play here, but I understand, honestly, the first 2 here are popular plays, and I understand both of them, and I'm going to talk about both of them and why I do like them. First one here, we're going to go George Pickens, and a lot of that has to do with let it cook Russ running this offense. You know, you can say whatever you want about him, but he's actually, going to throw the ball down the field. And we looked at the first game with him there behind the helm, going up against the Jets last week, and looked good. Had 9 targets, caught 5 balls, put up good yards last week, over 100 yards, 111 yards. And I think we're going to continue to see, Pickens getting the ball quite a bit. So I do think it helps him quite a bit. If we head on over to our PrizePicks projection EV tool, I was always looking to see what it says with our projections that we have. 62.5, we have them just for half over, so not a ton. Receptions wise, 4.5, we get them for 4.87. So it's a play where the projections are right about there. But again, a single game, you're gonna have to pick what you want out of it. And if we see, I can see them just taking more chances down the field with Pickens, as long as Russ is the quarterback. Next one we'll go into here, we'll go to his running mate here, and Najee Harris, and see what we have for Najee Harris here. Najee Harris, I like the rush yards at 64.5. Again, that consensus line at 63.5. We got minus 102 on the over. We got a projected for shy over 70 rushing yards, so about 5 or 6 discrepancy there. So if we dig into that a little bit with Najee, again, he's one of the more popular plays, which again, I understand. They can't stack the box like they did when they have Fields back there, just because Fields doesn't really go through his reads that well, and he just wants to tuck and run a lot of the time, where Russ is going to go push the ball down the field a little bit more, and it's going to open up some running lanes a little bit here going up against this Giants defense, which they're ranked 22nd in rushing yards allowed at over 100 a game, 105. So that's kind of big news, and hopefully he can get this thing, going on the ground. And if they do get out on a decent lead, maybe we see even more running. Also, Cordell Patterson's out as well, and not that he ran the ball a ton, but him being out, I just think we're going to see quite a bit of Najee here. Again, he put up 102 yards last week, saw 21 rush attempts. Again, they can run a little bit better offense here as long as Russ is back there. So, like those 2 picks, and then on the other side, what we're going to look at here for the Giants. I was really deciding different ways to go with this, but I really think Daniel Jones might be the way to go. And I was contemplating a bunch of different things. If you look at pass attempts, pass yards, we're about right where the projection is at, or the line is at over on PrizePicks. Our projection's about right there. Same with pass completions. I didn't really want to touch any of those. Fantasy score, I kind of leaned under, but I didn't really want to touch that one. If you want to take a shot at interception, I don't mind that one at all. But the one that kind of stood out with me for him, if this Pittsburgh defense, pins their ears back and just really starts to get after him, he's going to have to scramble and run a little bit. So there's 25.5 rush yards for Daniel Jones. Might be where I kind of like the play. I like the rush yards. If they push him out of the pocket, it's a spot where, he should have to run a little bit, right? So, 25.5 rush yards. If we look at the games he's done all year, he's cleared us 3 of the 7 games. But this line opened at 24.5. It got pushed up a yard. If they do have any sort of massive pass rush against him, he's going to have to get out there and he's going to have to run a little bit. So I kind of like this a little bit. Again, 1 game slate. Don't go crazy with this, especially 2 teams that can play extremely ugly and it can get a little funky and sideways. So that's where I'm kind of seeing that kind of stuff. That's where, I kind of like Daniel Jones. Looking at everything else, the only other one that I kind of like, and it's kind of a popular play down here, this Neighbors and Pickens, higher than 125.5 receiving yards. I do like this one if you wanted to run this one instead of Pickens. I was kind of leaning that way. If you didn't want to take Pickens, I kind of like this. He's going to force the ball to Neighbors. So Neighbors is going to get a few yards. So maybe we see one of those two have a massive game. So if you don't like the Pickens play, this would be kind of where I settle in terms of another play on the Giants side. I didn't really like a ton on the Giants side. I don't really want, Robinson when Neighbors is back, even though he'll get a lot of short passes, work out of the slot. I don't know, just something about it. I just can't put my finger on it that I love. But if you want to take one other one, it's definitely going to be this receiving yards combo, just because we've seen Daniel Jones force the ball to Neighbors quite a bit. And if he gets a couple long passes, he can, maybe help Pickens out if Pickens doesn't get super involved, or if they get up early and decide to just lean on Najee Harris with the ball, maybe he doesn't get there. So that's what we're kind of looking at. Again, if you want access to all this stuff, you can head on over to dailyedgesports.com and check out, if you want all the tools that I'm kind of showing here with Projection EV, the Goblins tool and Demons tool, if you want to kind of see what our projections say towards that. And then again, whenever NBA releases its 3-point attempts, offensive, defensive, rebound, stuff like that, you'll see it in this Elite Edge tool, which we have custom projections for that. And those have been absolute money for as long as we've had that tool up. And we can't wait for PrizePicks to drop some of them for us. But with that, appreciate each and every one of you guys. Hit that like button for me, subscribe to the channel. See you on the flip side. Deuces.